Restful Faith family, this is your sister in Christ, Jackie, and so thank you so much for joining me on this vlog today. Today I'm going to talk about my goal setting practices, how I set goals for this business, and action planning. And all of that stems from making sure I have clarity, a clear vision, a clear mission and purpose for what God is having me do today. And so, or what God is having me do with these two businesses, these two assignments that He's given me. I start off with yearly goals. What goals do I want to accomplish through the business this year? And then I break it down into quarterly objectives. So what objectives I need to do each quarter in order to make the goals for the year. Quarter 1, 2, 3, and 4. Quarter 1 is January, February, March, and so forth and so on. Within each quarter, I have monthly projects. I'm like, well, what needs to happen week 1, 2, 3, 4, first week of the month, the second week of the month, the third week of the month, and the fourth week of the month for that particular project to happen, so that I'm not trying to do everything all at once and everything is planned out. So I always think about each step in the process of a project before I actually start working on it. My goal at the end of the day, at the end of all this, is to actually be able to come each morning to my laptop, sit down, and look at my to-do list to say, okay, what do I need to do today? And look at the tasks. And have everything else about the business already thought about and planned out, so that all I have to do is focus on the task, and then that'll free up my space in my mind to create and to think and to, I'm not overwhelmed. And with those weekly tasks, I assign those tasks to days, to specific days of the week. Now, each day of the week has, I have a workflow, what I like to do. So Mondays, I always set aside research. So if any of my monthly projects, any of my tasks and weekly tasks involve research, those usually happen on a Monday. I usually schedule on the Monday because I like to research and plan and think and brainstorm and outline on Monday. That just gets me ready for the week. And then Tuesday is actually content creation day for me. That's my theme. Now this works for me now. It's not perfect and it's definitely not the best, but this is working for me because I eventually want to get ahead in my content creation. Right now I'm not ahead. So this is the best that I can do now until I can start getting ahead. Tuesday is content creation day. So I'm either filming a vlog, or I'm writing a blog post, or I'm creating content. Maybe I'm editing something. Maybe there's a book that I'm working on. Whatever task on my project list needs creative time, that happens on a Tuesday. I save, Wednesday and Thursday are days for editing. The editing and other light tasks. So the big tasks, those days are editing. Whatever it is, a blog, and the editing process can of course continue, but that will give me some full days to edit. And then Friday and Saturday are usually one of those days I like to rest. Just depending on how quickly I can get the content created and edited, I like to take one of those days of rest so I can hit the other days hard. And Sunday's always, I'm at church, but I really do need a day during the week to rest. And if I don't get a full day, maybe 2 half days. Something like that. So I say Fridays for. On Saturdays, I usually meet up with our group of other content creators, and we kind of meet up at coffee shops or whatever. And I like to save light tasks for that day because there might be some chit chat and stuff going on that I don't want to miss. But either light tasks or just finishing up the week. My goal is to use that day to clean up from the week. Like images and organization, like maybe in my downloads folder it could be full of stuff that needs to be cleaned out. My Google Drive, Canva, making sure everything's organized, because sometimes when you're working and you're in a hurry during the week, you're like, your stuff just gets thrown in there. So cleaning up from the week. Okay, here's the Restful Faith vlog. So we'll take the vlog for example. I've got my to-do list, my content calendar on the left side, and my planning on the outside. Now, so there's a better way I can set this up. I can put everything on one page, but I've got 2024 goals. Be yourself, share your life, be fearless. Goals for the year. And these have kind of changed since January when I made them, actually December of last year. And so basically I have a list of goals for each And I call these quarterly plans, but they are my quarterly objectives. And then this I found just works better to call them out on what they are. And right now I have to redo. I think this is Q3. I haven't looked at this in a while, so of course there are added projects on here. This is kind of what I did. I made some goals for each of the 3 different things. But now if I'm doing it correctly, I'll have my actual goals are, we'll just do them in bullet points. Okay, so bullet points, goal for the year. Okay, so the goal for the Restful Faith blog is to have 250 subscribers. And the goal for the Restful Faith blog is 150 weekly page visitors. And then there's some things that I had to do to get that in place, to lay the foundation. So that I like to write a lot of stuff in here just to keep it on my mind. The Restful Faith blog, these were things that I had needed to finish at the end of the year, and the end of last year and the beginning of this year. Same for this. And then the Restful Lounge is my shop. I call it a lounge because I want it to be specifically for Christian content creators to get rest. Come get rest, tips and advice, encouragement on starting an online business. All these things are pretty much done. I haven't done this. And I didn't have a goal for the lounge. Goal will be to sell. One thing I like to say is if you make a high goal, you reach for the stars. This is what I've heard before. Somebody said it before, I'm not sure. But if you reach for the stars, if you don't make your goal, at least you'll be among the clouds. You'll be a lot farther than you were before. So it's just looking. And some people, they're now talking about making standards for your life. It's just finding what works for you, finding what will motivate you. All right, so my goal for the lounge, the standards will help you get to that goal, or the things that you do will help you get to that goal. So my goal could be everything that I'll be doing to be working towards the goal, like creating content, planning a launch, executing a launch, getting people to pre-order and all that kind of stuff. We'll say 15. That's a lot. 15 in a month is not a lot, but then when you think about it, it's a lot. So we'll say sell 15. That means we're just gonna have to work harder. Sell 15 of the product. And the quarterly objectives. So this was my Q1, Q2, Q3, and Q4. Apparently I made all my quarterly objectives for the first month. And content train. I really wanted to start creating a lot of content this quarter. I did not get a chance to because I had got invited to help work on another project that took up a lot of time. And that was a very important project in my opinion. And I was very glad to help support that. And by the way, these 4 goals, I just kind of organized them into the different content that I have. So this 50 monthly site visitors, this was for the blog. This one, weekly listeners, I have a podcast. This is for the podcast. And this is for the 10-page visitors. This is for the lounge. We are coming up on the end of Q3. And that's a no-go. I did not do that. I'm going to work on that. And it will come out. I know what product I want. And I wanted to update the website. I don't know if that's a big priority right now because it's fine as it is. Of course, I would love it to be more strategic and more focused. And so with each objective, we'll create monthly projects to reach that objective. And if I reach all my objectives, then that gets me closer to reaching all my goals for the year. The content will be centered around the products. So, So depending on the products that we're working on, that's what's going to motivate. That's what's going to make the content be what it is. Wow, I said that terribly. You really want to create your content to help promote your products, help support your products, because that's what it's all about. You're not doing all this work to not earn anything, So we're going to create holiday products, which in turn will dictate what content analyze 2024. That's a good objective so that we can plan 2025. If you notice, I do a lot of planning and strategy and research. I think all that's important. If you know the why you're doing something, that'll dictate the how. Why am I doing this? Why am I creating blog posts every week? When you're strategizing, you're analyzing things, you're researching, and you're planning things, that gives you a why. You do this right, it's strategic. I'm not just writing a blog post just to write a blog post. I'm not just creating a video just to create a video. There's a strategy behind it. All to be able to have a business and have a reason to do what you're doing. And eventually, if you're like me in your heart and you want to do this full time, then you actually can do it full time. I have a section here If I think about something that, oh, I need to do that, but it's not a priority, it goes here. That way it's not just in my head. This is a priority though. And what do you need to do? I need to publish a blog, which I did this week. I need to send an email out for it. Create a vlog, which I'm doing now, and plan my freebie. And this freebie is going to go along with this vlog. So, and then this is a book that I'm working on. I just finished writing it, but I want it, since it's a book that's just about my story, I want to make it more valuable to my target audience. So we're going to do a little bit more research to see how I can make it better. Yeah. Hi, ma'am. Hi, girl. Oops. Hey, sweetheart. What's she doing? Thank you so much for watching. I have created some free goal setting and action planning worksheets, and it goes along the same pattern that I use. You know, you start with your yearly goals, quarterly objectives, monthly projects, and then weekly tasks where you plug into each day. So if you want to try that, I've got some sheets you can print out, or you can just use in your notes app, and you can try it out for yourself. And let me know how you plan, what you do to find clarity and focus and purpose in what God has called you to do. And yeah, blessed and encouraged. This Basil. Be blessed and encouraged, and you have a good day.